today I'm going to do a shave. I am heavily into experimenting, and Dean Winters is the fault. He sent me some Master Well soap. It's a very, very old soap. It's made in a small brick factory in Illinois somewhere. It's been made there for who knows how long, since at least the early part of the century, of last century, if not back in the 1800s. But it's a small puck. It's supposed to have a sort of a lilac-y smell, but it doesn't. It's got a soapy smell. It smells like soap. And Dean said he's had a hard time. He bought it comes in a tube, and I think there's like 8 pucks in a tube. You can get it on Amazon, I think, or different places. But he bought it and he couldn't seem to get it to lather well. So he sent it to me and said, play with it. That's what I'm going to do. Valet blade I've been stropping in the stropper and see if it makes any difference. Because what I've found is that these blades just aren't real sharp, even after I've tried stropping them on my other stropper. But I'm going to use that at least for part of a pass, if not a pass. I'll put on my honeysuckle fir spice Cornhuskers lotion. That's Prep. I've got as my backup. I've put a gem blade in this nice little 1924 Ever Ready long post. This could very well become one of my daily shavers, and keep my one that I improved a little bit. So, experimentation with soap. I've been shaving here every day for a long, long time, but really seriously getting back into traditional wet shaving now for about a year. These soaps have been sitting here, and I've been using them for washing my hands and occasionally washing my face. These are part of, I believe it's a Dove bar, a Dove beauty bar, cheap general soap. This is an Irish Spring bar soap. I'm going to shave with them, at least one pass with each. And then the third pass, I'm going to lather up and shave with the Masters. I'm going to use my Omega Professional as the brush. I'm going to let that soak for a minute. Now I've got a couple of bowls sitting over here that I'm going to use for some of them, maybe just to show you what kind of lather we got. Now I'm going to start off with the Dove. Predicting how well it works. I'm going to get a little bit of water in my sink. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water on it. Not much. You've seen how long I've had this soaking. I'm going to shake most of the water off of this, and I'm going to start building it just in my hand. I'm going to get some loaded onto my brush, because I suspect a lot of times the old timers, they had a mug, but you know what? That was their drinking mug too. And they might use it to lather up and shave with in the morning, but for that first cup of coffee, they're going to have an empty mug. So I think a lot of times maybe the old timers used their hands to get started. Now, I'm going to take, I've got a little bit of soap on here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in a mug, put that down in the bottom, and I'm just going to scrape off what I got. I need some more water. And just put that in my bowl. Now, and then I'm going to continue to build. I was practicing with this the other day, and my wife was saying, "What you doing making all that racket?" I'm going to build a lather. I'm going to just add a little bit more water. That's pretty well loaded. It's not rich, luxurious lather. It's a bar soap. But I'm going to face lather, put some water on my face, and start lathering. Is it working the way you thought it would? I might put a little bit of water. There you go. I'm going to let it sit there for just a second. This is better lather than a lot of soaps I've experimented with that are shaving soaps. Slick. Perceptibly very little smell. It's staying. No big bubbles. So let's give this Valet a little run. Maybe it's a little bit sharper than before. Not bad. Not bad. The blade, it's not a feather. It's not a feather, but it's okay. It's nice. It's not super smooth, but it's smooth enough. All right. That was Dove soap, Dove Beauty Bar. Been around for decades. decades. Remember, it was one of the big soaps we used to see commercials on television whenever I was a kid. And I would bet you that there was a lot of women that used it to shave their legs the way that stuff lathered up. Clean the brush out. You can see. Okay, next. A little bit more water. Next, Irish Spring. Dunk it in there. Start lathering in my hand. And you know, the old timers, they made soap. They made lye soap. They made tallow soap. But do you think they spent a whole lot of time making different concoctions for different purposes? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, is this looking any different than the Dove? Not really. I'll put this in a small bowl. Do the same thing, kind of scrape off my hand. I'll put it in the brush this time. I'll tell you one thing, this soap is sticky and it doesn't want to get off your hands once it's on. Does that mean that's slick? Could be. I need to hold this sucker down. Let me get a little bit of water in there. And another thing too, the old timers did, is when they washed and shaved, they didn't have a spigot. They may, if they were lucky, they may have had a pump in their house, but they had to go out to the well and get it. And when they got it and brought it in a bucket, they had a basin. And if they were lucky, they maybe had a pitcher. But they had a basin that they put it in. If they were lucky, or maybe they just shaved right out of the bucket. But they weren't one for wasting water. So they would pour a little bit of water in their basin, and they may have warmed it up. They may have put it in a kettle and heated it up. I don't think they spent a whole lot of time in the morning, if they shaved in the morning. I think whenever they shaved in the morning, they probably used cold water, or at least warm water, particularly in the wintertime. Now, here we got soap on the brush. Not a thick lather. Put it on the face. I don't think it's quite as thick and rich as the Dove. Let me get a little bit of water with that. we go. That's it for a minute. I think I'll go with the Ever Ready this time, just to see how this one shaves. It's not staying as well as the Dove did, but it's not bad. That's so-so. I'll just do another with the grain pass. I got to do against the grain down in my curly Q area. And it's starting to fade a little bit. Third use of this gem blade. But what I've noticed with these Ever Readies that have the longer handle post, they shave milder than the other shovel head razors. The ones with the shorter post that goes directly in, screws directly into the head. So, that pass, not bad. The soap, fair to middling, not the greatest, not the worst. Now, let's clean off again. Okay. Clean brush. Masterwell soap, no water. Brush, shaken out, damp, but not wet. Once you start lathering a little bit, you can smell a little bit of what might be a lilac smell. Working the brush, no water other than what was in this boar hair brush. We got lather. Granted, bubbly lather, but we got lather. You keep pushing that back down. Working it on the puck. Don't transfer it to a bowl. And I think a lot of the old style classic shave soap concoctions, formulations, were based upon the idea of building it on the puck and not transferring it to a bowl. You build your lather on your puck until you're ready to put it on your face. Now this is building up. It's thickening up a little bit. It's still got a lot of little bubbles coming up in it. I just keep building and building, pushing it back down. What do you think would happen if I add some water to this? It would lose its thickness and it would bubble up again. You do not add water to the master well. At this point, at least. You got a lot of lather there. Okay. It's relatively thick. Now, here's your water. You put a little bit of water on your face. And Dean, this is about as good as I've been able to get it. I've been able to work it where it's a little bit thicker consistency and it hangs on a little bit better. But not a whole lot. From watching your videos, it's pretty much the way it is. So, you remember what the Dove looked like? You remember what the Irish Spring looked like? They're bath and body soaps, facial soaps. See all the bubbles? Master Well soap. I don't know. I don't know if it's for guys that use a straight. It's slick. You know, I can see the benefit of having a soap that can show you where you've been, but doesn't get in your way when you're using a straight. But as far as using it to do DE or single edge, I don't think you can use it. Not unless you add it to something else. Now, here we got this soap. Mentholated glycerin. Put it down here where you can see. Put some glycerin in that. Touch of water. Maybe a little bit more water. Water on the face. It stabilizes it a little bit. Not a huge amount. It keeps it from breaking down in the little bitty bubbles and holds on a little bit better. When you use the glycerin from the very first of the build, it does a little bit better. But I would add this soap to something else. I'd grate it up and mix it with Vander Hagen, some other soap that is a real easy latherer. Maybe even Arco. The bottom line being, I wouldn't mess with it all by itself. And it's a shame that they're still selling this stuff and not reformulating it. And there must be some other secret that we don't know and we can't figure out. But that's the demonstration of using the soap, using the stropper. Mystery fan, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. Good shaves. Be safe. Talk to you later. Bye bye.